in the forecast, but the possibility of that affecting the ball game today, not nearly as much as last night. And Sonny, again, two offensive monsters matching up today, and in this first game, a good pitching matchup to go along with it.
Well, but some interesting chemistry on the Yankees side, both Mattingly and Boggs back to their old forms that really that fans have seen them hit over the years. And some role players of the past really have stepped in and done a great job. Deion James and, of course, ex-Ranger Mike Stanley has done well. Also coming over for the National League and having an outstanding year here. Paul O'Neill's doing super also. So this club has come together and really statistically a better offensive club than Toronto.
Got it. Or more of the game, as the old adage goes. This should be a dandy, a low-scoring game because Kevin Brown and Jimmy Key both are capable of shutting down any offense in baseball.
Well, Kevin Brown has been outstanding against the New York Yankees. His best career numbers, 10-1 against the Yankees with an ERA just over 2. And a guy that is great for this ballpark, sinker ball pitcher, and helps to keep the ball in the ballpark. Jimmy Key having an outstanding year, leads his club in wins with 14 and has outstanding control. He can be tough on a club like the Rangers.
Okay, we'll see what happens this afternoon. Two good pitchers going at each other and two good offenses trying to pound it out. We'll have game number 1 of the doubleheader coming up for you right after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, offering frequent flights and low everyday fares, which is why flying Southwest Airlines is just plain smart. By Toyota and your Texas top 10 Toyota dealers. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By AT&T, the best in the business. And by Advil in tablets or caplets. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
On Southwest Airlines, friends fly free for business, too. For example, if Dunn buys a ticket, Bradstreet flies free. Buy one round-trip ticket at Southwest Airlines' regular low unrestricted fare, and your friend flies with you, free. So if Bausch buys a ticket, Lom flies free. Or if Ben buys a ticket, Jerry flies free. Friends fly free for business. On Southwest Airlines. Just plain smart.
Reportedly wanted out of...
Back to Yankee Stadium as the Rangers and New York Yankees get set to play a twin bill here this afternoon to make up for last night's rainout. And the lineups that we were not able to give you last night remain basically the same. Here's the Texas Rangers starting lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Gary Reedus will lead things off. He'll play in right field. Doug Strange is the second baseman, and Rafael Palmeiro plays first. The cleanup man is the left fielder, Juan Gonzalez. Julio Franco is the designated hitter. Catching and batting sixth, Ivan Rodriguez. Dean Palmer will play third. Mario Diaz gets the start at shortstop. And batting ninth, playing in center field, is Donald Harris.
And the Yankees coming into this afternoon's ball game fourth in the American League defensively. They'll have Deion James, Bernie Williams, and Paul O'Neill in the outfield. In the infield, third to first, Boggs, Gallego, Kelly, and Mattingly. Behind the plate in the first game of this doubleheader is Matt Noakes, and Jimmy Key taking the hill for his 26th start of the year. He tops in top 10, I should say, in several categories in the American League. He has the best winning percentage at 14-4. Number 1 earned run average at 274. He is sixth in innings pitched with 180 2/3. He's been the sixth toughest pitcher to hit. And control is outstanding. You see the 26 base on balls. You add those to the hit totals. It's 182 base runners and 180 2/3 innings of work. Those are outstanding numbers. A terrific season as Key has made the All-Star team for the third year.
And our Advil leaderboard today will show you the American League ERA leaders. As Jim Sundberg told you, Jimmy Key on top of the pack at 2.74. Mark Langston at 293. And you drop down, or you should say you go up above 3 to 305 for both Eric Hansen and Danny Darwin. And 308, Kevin Eppier and Alex Fernandez. So a pretty impressive group of pitchers in that ERA race in the American League. Yeah, the weather this afternoon, kind of cloudy, and a chance somewhere in the neighborhood of 40% for some showers or thunderstorms a little later on, but they're predicting that it will be Oh, in the early evening, the umpiring crew, Terry Kraft, will be calling the balls and strikes. Larry McCoy at first, Ted Hendry at second, and the crew chief, Jim Evans, over at third. Underway at 7 minutes after 4 Eastern Daylight Time to Gary Reedus. It is ball one. Reedus standing in, hitting at .257, 4 home runs, and 21 driven in. And Jimmy Key deals a fly ball, pretty well hit center field. And Bernie Williams out there near the warning track, able to make the grab. That is one gone.
Kind of a sign of Jimmy Key right off the bat, using the depths of center field here at Yankee Stadium, which pitchers over the years have been able to do. Throw a ball out over the plate, let him hit it to the middle of the field. But Key, the type of pitcher, not an overpowering fastball, but will spot his fastball and a couple of off-speed pitches that could give the Rangers trouble. Good curveball and a changeup.
So one away. Here's Doug Strange, who's hitting at .258, and a fastball for a strike. Strange with 5 home runs, 42 driven in. The switch hitter up there from the right side. His average is higher at .299 from the right side of the plate. There's that off-speed breaking ball down on the shoe tops, and it's 0-2. We look at Jimmy Key, 26 base on balls in 180 innings, and that's phenomenal. He has led the league several times in the fewest base on balls per 9 innings. On the outside corner, called strike 3. Doug Strange is gone. That is out number 2.
And you get a pitcher who is around the plate like that, throws a lot of strikes. They tend to get the borderline pitches more frequently. Here they go into that outside corner. Good setup by Matt Noakes. Kind of pulls the ball in.
Terry Kraft giving him the call. So with 2 gone, bases empty, Rafael Palmeiro will stand in.
We talked last night about the fact that Jimmy Key really, his walks a lot of times are centered around the fact he just doesn't want to pitch to a guy. Doesn't want to give in, and gives him the pass.
Palmeiro hitting at .306 as Key delivers, and a fly ball lifted to right center field. O'Neill and Williams over there. It'll be Bernie Williams centering himself underneath the fly ball. That is out number 3. The Rangers go quietly in the first. 1, 2, 3. So after a half inning of play, it's Texas nothing. New York coming up.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Negative.
To save pennies per call on your 800 service, would you risk losing sales?
No way.
No. Not a chance.
That's what over 9 out of 10 800 users we surveyed said. Introducing Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Now you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed on the most reliable 800 service in the business. Know anyone who can beat that?
No.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T, the best in the business.
If you're like Emmitt Smith and live to lift, curl, sweat, lunge, plunge, push up, pull up, pump up, jump up, accelerate, intimidate, and annihilate, try new Powerade, the official sports drink of the Olympic Games, with 33% more carbohydrates for energy than Gatorade. Tastes great too, so you can lift it up, slam it down, and soak it in. Powerade. More power to you.
One hot afternoon, 2 paths came to cross.
Alan. Clint. I'll give you the 3. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Come on.
Only the beer that combines great taste with less filling can bring you Clint Black and Alan Jackson. Can your beer do this?
Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that. Come on.
The Rangers do not score in the first inning. Now here's the Yankee lineup that will face Kevin Brown this afternoon. Wade Boggs leads off. He's at third base. Deion James is in left field. Don Mattingly is at first. The cleanup man is the designated hitter, Danny Tartabull. Paul O'Neill plays right. Bernie Williams, you have seen in center field. Matt Noakes behind the plate. Mike Gallego is the shortstop, and batting ninth playing second base is Pat Kelly.
And defensively, the Rangers, a little different mix in the outfield. Harris and Reedus will be out there with Gonzalez. Dean Paul will be at third. Mario Diaz making the first start at short on the road trip. Doug Strange at second. Rafael Palmeiro over at first. Rodriguez behind the plate, and Kevin Brown with his 24th start, 9-8 on the year, 360 earned run average. But the key numbers, 10-1 career-wise, and he has not been scored upon in the last 19 innings here, dating back to August of '91.
At Brown's first pitch to Wade Boggs, high and outside. It is ball one. Boggs hitting at .308. Couple of home runs. He's driven in 41. Pretty good run production from that top spot in the Yankee order. The Yankees leading all of baseball by hitting .282 as a ball club. 2-0 the count to Boggs in his first year in pinstripes. Brown back to the plate and misses high, 3-0.
Wade Boggs kind of represents something that is happening on this club that didn't last year, and that is basically more people working the count. You mentioned the batting average at tops. Also on base percentage, #1 in the American League. And that has to do with their average and their base on ball totals.
3-1 to Boggs as Kevin Brown able to nail down the strike zone. Boggs leading things off to be followed by the left fielder, Deion James. Kevin Brown working quickly, and Boggs slaps it out of play into the upper deck.
I mentioned last night prior to the ball game and before the game was actually called, Boggs hitting a .360 since the All-Star break. That really represents the time he was put back in the #1 spot in this lineup. Bernie Williams moved down in the order.
3-2 pitch. And Boggs again fouling it away. You might as well start Wade Boggs 3-2 because it's going to get there eventually in an at-bat.
Whether you start, yeah, or you can start him off 0-2. A couple of fastballs on the outside part of the plate. Historically, over the years, he'll take a couple of strikes out there if you spot the ball. But eventually, like you say, it ends up with a deep count. Then you foul a bunch of balls off. We're talking in Cleveland about how David Hulse has the attributes of David that he has done of late. And in fact, of fouling a bunch of balls off. You get a leadoff batter to take the count 3-2, foul a bunch into the stands. Seems to be a successful bat, even though you may not get on base.
Wade Boggs, a career .344 hitter against Ranger pitching. And he was making Kevin Brown work here to the first batter he has faced. Way high, ball 4. So Boggs aboard with the leadoff walk, and that will bring up Deion James. Kevin Brown a little erratic up. And that may be an indication that the day off didn't help the big right-hander. Sometimes a sinker ball pitcher, you start getting the ball up and you're a little too strong, if you want to use that analogy. Deion James having a great year, hitting at .353. First pitch to him is low for ball 1, and Ivan Rodriguez is going to go out and have a chat with Kevin Brown, see if they can calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, the rainout basically affects Brown. Everybody else really stays on track. If there were to be a rainout today, if they were to miss a game, then it would affect several pitchers in the rotation. But Claude Osteen saying the Thursday off day coming up really does not affect the club that much at this point. But if you end up with a couple of rainouts here, then you end up affecting several pitchers.
The 1-0 pitch to James, low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Deion, 6 home runs. He has driven in 28. Buck Showalter has been able to put together a lineup that has been extremely productive all the way through. And the 3-0 count now to Deion James. Here's Buck Showalter. His ball club now a half game behind Toronto as the Blue Jays defeating Cleveland last night. Well, of course, the Yankees and Rangers rained out. 3-0 pitch. Inside, ball 4, and Kevin Brown has walked the first 2 that he has faced. Kevin Kennedy, obvious concern on his face right now for his big right-hander. Kevin Brown falling behind 3-0 to Boggs. He eventually ran the count full and lost him, and lost Deion James on 4 pitches. Rather ignominious start for Kevin Brown. Here's Don Mattingly. Mattingly hitting at .314. Brown's first pitch to him. Tried the breaking ball and lost it high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, as you mentioned, as Carlos Steen goes to the mound, you mentioned the off day effect on Brown. You got to think, too, that a pitcher really has a certain mental mode that he goes into during game day, and now Brown has had to go through that a couple of days in a row. But tend to mess up the mental aspect of it. Both negotiating with Brown to settle down.
Pudge hitting him everywhere except on the head.
Looks like a boxing match.
Trying to get him to keep that front shoulder in. And it's something I think as a pitcher you can't be reminded of too much. Other people can see you doing it. You can't feel it sometimes, and it's a good thing to have people remind you to do. There's a drive by Mattingly, deep right field. Reed is back at the wall. Goodbye. Don Mattingly with his 14th home run of the year, and 2 walks and 1 swing of Mattingly's bat. It's 3-0 New York.
Now, Don Mattingly, very well watching Brown struggle, saw him throw the breaking ball on the first pitch for a ball, knew the fastball was coming. He goes down and get it. Deadly spot against Don Mattingly, down and in, and especially in this ballpark, a line shot just over the right field wall. Mr. Clutch.
And here's Danny Tartable, who takes the strike. It's 0-1. 3-0 New York on just 1 hit, but Don Mattingly with his 14th home run. He now has 67 driven in as Tartable. The check swing ball. Don Mattingly, who against Baltimore day before yesterday had a controversial home run to win the ball game 1-0. Tartable takes the breaking ball away. It's 2-1. Danny at 254, 22 home runs. That leads the ball club, and so do his 73 RBI. There's a drive right center field toward the alley. Going over a 1 hop off the wall. Harris plays it back in, but Tartable at second with the double. And that really is Danny Tartable's strength. Up the middle of the diamond, right center, left center. And Kevin Brown really having a struggle here in the early going.
Danny Tartable, along with Mike Stanley, a good right center field power. The pitch being a slider, and Tartable really representing several hitters in this batting order that are good off-speed hitters.
And Pudge Rodriguez going over the dugout. Looks like he's having trouble with that. The right eye. Got some dirt in it. Got Danny Wheat to remove the boulder, so he's coming back out. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Yankees on top 3-0. And Kevin Brown now will face Paul O'Neill, who is one of the few Yankees that is struggling at the plate. O'Neill still hitting at .312 with 16 home runs and 63 driven in. Low and inside, ball 1. Brown, a check of Tartable at second. The pitch to O'Neill is chopped foul into the Yankee dugout.
You have to also look at this ball club tailor-made in the top of this lineup against right-handed pitchers. Boggs, James, and Mattingly, as well as O'Neill, left-handed hitters. And Bernie Williams, who's up next with a 14-game hitting streak, is a switch hitter. This club can get on the board quick.
And they have done just that. A couple of walks and Mattingly's drive to right. There's a pitch for a strike to O'Neill. It's 1-2. Don Mattingly and Wade Boggs, a couple of pretty fair left-handed hitters.
Representing 6 batting titles between the two. Boggs with 5.
O'Neill, a drive to right field. Gary Reedus reaching up to make the catch. And staying at second base is Danny Tartable.
don't know what in the world Tartable was thinking about, but it wasn't advancing to third, which the Rangers will take gladly. So obviously not thinking what he was to do when the ball was hit. A ball that was a shot. And the Yankees get the ball all over the ballpark. Hard.
A one gone. Tartable still at second, and here is Bernie Williams. Williams hitting at 270 from the left side. Not quite as proficient. He's a 245 left-handed hitter. First pitch chopped to the left side and through for a base hit. Tartable will be held at third as Juan Gonzalez gets the ball back in. The Yankees have their third hit of the afternoon, the third hit here in the first inning. Have runners at the corners and still just one out with Matt Noakes coming up.
38, Matt Noakes, catcher, number 38.
Now Williams extending his hitting streak to 15 games. Going opposite the field, you see Dean Palmer breaking to the ball, but strategically placed right in between he and Mario Diaz.
Matt Noakes, who was not in last night's original starting lineup, and Buck Showalter inserting him there this afternoon in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Takes strike one. Noakes hitting at 240, 9 home runs, and 26 RBI. Originally, Mike Stanley was in last night's starting lineup, but with the left-hander Kenny Rogers going in game number 2, Buck Showalter deciding to have Noakes play the first game, and he drives one to left, the base hit. Tartable will score. Into second goes Bernie Williams. It is a 4-0 lead. And there is action in the left field Ranger bullpen already. Ryan Bohannon up and throwing. Yankees have sent 7 men to the plate thus far. All but one has reached base. And that one, Paul O'Neill, hit a vicious line drive to right field for an out.
And Bohannon actually happened to be brought back early, it looks like, to me. Went 4 1/3 on Saturday.
The runners at first and second as Bohannon continues to loosen. Here is Mike Gallego, a 279 hitter. Up the middle, that's a base hit. Williams around third. Harris up with the ball. He will throw it into third. And Williams sliding home with the 5th run of the inning. And the Yankees putting 5 on the board in the first. Kevin Kennedy coming out, and that is going to do it for Kevin Brown. Kennedy walking out to the mound with home plate umpire Terry Kraft. So Kevin Brown finished after just a third of an inning this afternoon. 5 runs on 5 hits. He is leaving with 2 runners aboard. And Brian Bohannon will make his way in from deepest left center field. So with a break in the action here at Yankee Stadium, we'll take a timeout on the Ranger Baseball Network.
17, orders ready.
Number 6.
It seems as though the creators of value meals have forgotten that value isn't just how much you pay, but how much you get. Well, with Whataburger's new Whata meals, you get Whataburger quality and value with the genuine Whataburger, Whata chicken, beef or chicken fajita, or grilled chicken sandwich, each served with hot fries and a cold drink, making all other value meals seem of very little value. This week, come in for the complete 10-card set of Nolan Ryan trading cards at Whataburger.
Dunkaroos is the cookie you drunk for as much frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos?
The super duper deep dunk. Long distance safety dunk.
You can dunk a Dunkaroo with as much chocolate or vanilla frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos? And now we mix cool rainbow sprinkles with our creamy vanilla frosting. It's rainbow sprinkle frosting new from Dunkaroos.
Summer's fun and sunny.
The burger and shake special. The burger's hot and the shakes are cool. You can get a burger and a shake for $1.99.
The burger's for your hunger and the shake is for the heat. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, The chocolate is definitely the best.
The best.
How can you go wrong?
The best is the price. $1.99.
Summer's funner at Sonic.
Now, Kevin Brown, with his shortest outing of his major league career, we would be speculating from up here. It appears that maybe there might be something wrong with Kevin Brown, as Kevin Kennedy went to home plate umpire Terry Kraft and took him to the mound with him to check Brown, and then Kraft going to the Yankee dugout to talk to Buck Showalter. So there's a possibility that Brown could be hurt, and we'll have to check and see and wait on that. But Brian Bohannon will come in, make his second outing of the road trip. Went 4 1/3 Saturday in Cleveland. He's 4-2 with a 382 earned run average. And he has been outstanding out of the bullpen in his 22 appearances. 3-1 with a 315 earned run average, and is well of late.
So Brian Bohannon on, and he inherits runners at first and second with just 1 out here in the first. 5 runs across for the Yankees. And Pat Kelly, the number 9 man, is up there. Kelly hitting at 264 and fouls the first pitch out of play. It is strike 1.
Of course, Kevin Kennedy going to the bullpen and bringing in left-hander Bohannon for the aspect that the Yankees with 5 left-handed batters in this lineup. So early in the ball game like this, you go to a guy like Bohannon, who has been a starter, can give you some long innings, and try to use the percentage advantage with the left-handed batters.
Kevin Brown, you remember a couple of weeks ago, suffered some back